Hello and welcome back to my channel and welcome to day 30 of Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. So we have today and tomorrow left. It's kind of bittersweet, isn't it? I think we've had an awesome month of inspiration. So many have been playing along. I hope you've enjoyed it and that you've found some inspiration. It's just brought a smile to my face every time somebody posted somewhere that they have been inspired by Off the Board and posted an Off the Board layout, either in the Mercy Tiara group or elsewhere, tagged me. I think it's just awesome. So today I'm using this lovely mood board from the Secret Not Secret Kit Club party from just this past weekend. And Christina chose just this gorgeous board, beautiful colors, just enough vintagey, dreamy, travel, bucket list, just a gorgeous mood board. So I had to use that for today. And I apologize if it's a little bit darker than normal. We are back in the throes of a heat wave and I have all the blinds and everything closed up. So I apologize if it's a little bit darker. I hope it's not too bad. So what did I get done with this pen? And of course, as always, please don't forget to pop on down below and follow the links to everybody who is playing along with us today. So here is this layout, and this layout goes back a little bit to my roots when I started scrapbooking and taking classes from Shamel, the two 4x6 photos. These are very old photos, so they're actually smaller than that. They're probably about 3.5 by 5 or something like that. Some lovely just sort of blocked paper layers, one layer on the vertical, a couple of layers on the horizontal. So it's sort of a bit of a vintage layout for me as well. I used a lot of these gorgeous colors and my How to Kill a Kit with Style for July. This paper was in my stash. It's a Stampin' Up paper. It's distressed. It's this beautiful aqua with some sort of text on the background, some pseudo sort of stamping or coffee rings. Just a lovely piece of paper. And then of course I used these lovely, and I think they were from, is it from Minte? I think it was from Minte, that I had added to my How to Kill a Kit with Style. This 6x6 paper was in the pad that Christy sent to me, so I just cut it in two and put part of it, down here peeking out at the bottom and part of it on top. Same thing here. This is actually, this one here is a Prima paper that I had added. Same thing here. It's a 6x6. I cut it to about 4x2, popped it behind here, and then used this lovely Minte paper, which really reminds me here, the globe. The colors are just perfect. The globe, the little stopwatch, just a lovely little travel page. I then got my photos down, of course. And then I went in and just got a little bit of embellishing. I had this wood veneer that was in my How to Kill a Kit with Style that was sent to me by Christy, and this grate was in there as well. And this area, these areas, the top part of this photo, the bottom part of that photo, was really just a little bit of space that was not important to the photo. So rather than crop the photos, particularly on this one, and here I sort of needed that little bit of a face, I left it and then just decided to put a little bit of embellishment on here. So Great Adventure, Authentic Vintage Items, and you're going to see in a moment why I chose to put that here. This and this is They are all 3 from a cut-apart sheet, but that was in one of the 6x6 pads that Christy sent to me. These 2 chipboards. This was also a cut-apart, and then this little floral that I had on my desk just to do a little bit of a cluster here. Let's go. A fun little cluster here. This pointing to the aircraft, and this pointing to the cockpit. So what this layout is about, and I thought it was really fun for this pin as well, because this goes all the way back to 1989, and it was a trip that my ex-husband and I took at Christmas. Neither one of us had any holiday at all during the year. We were exhausted, and in doing research, we found Great Exuma. So the Exumas in the Bahamas, and it was just in 1989 really just opening up and starting to be a tourist attraction. Nobody had really heard of this destination. Today, it's got a bigger airport, but then it was really sort of way in the wilderness, if I can say. And to get there, we took a sort of normal flight to Nassau from Montreal, and then we had this little tiny single-engine Cessna from Nassau to Georgetown in Great Exuma. And it was called Reliable Air, which already, and both my ex-husband and I were in the aircraft industry. My ex-husband was an engineer. He was actually a mechanical engineer specializing in weight and balance. And you're going to see that this is just hilarious, because this was a small 7-seater, and it really was quite the experience, because you can see the pilot here, and this is actually a passenger sitting next to him. Pilot was all on his own in this little tiny airplane, and the pilot placed us, each of us, and that's what this story is all about. He assigned us seats based on our height and our approximate weight, because that was his weight and balance. We also had to put our baggage in at specific areas depending on its size and weight. Yes, I kid you not. We actually got assigned seats and had to place our luggage in the aircraft, and that was how the weight and balance for this little flight was organized. Then, as we were taking off, I think it was maybe, I can't remember, I think maybe about an hour's flight between Nassau and Great Exuma. Certainly not more, maybe only 45 minutes. But anyway, there was actually a window, which he actually had open until we started liftoff. And then off we went. And then when we arrived in Georgetown, the air traffic controller, which also happened to be tending the bar in the little airport, or the restaurant bar kind of thing in the little airport, basically said, okay, can you see where you're going? Can you see the runway? Go for it. And that is how we landed. And this is just a hilarious story. I'm sure it is far from being that way today. It was all very secure, and I mean, it was all very professional, but for 2 aircraft manufacturing specialists, this was quite, at the time, this was quite the adventure. So that's what this layout is about, and it does make me smile. And if you see here, the other thing that is kind of making me smile, because this is actually when we arrived, and we were now lining up to get our bags back out, and this sort of made me chuckle yesterday, because if you look, for some reason, and I don't know that that was, planned, but we are all at what today would be the required physical distancing kind of thing. I mean, look at this. Everybody is about 6 feet apart. This little person here is me. And I don't know. I don't know where my ex-husband is. He was probably, maybe, I guess, in front of me taking his own bag out, because we each had to take our own bag back out of the aircraft. So that is the story. I got some fun. It's a little bit vintagey. I even got a flare from that bowl on my desk. a little bit of sort of a vintage layout for me in the supplies, in the year of the photos, but in also the type of design that was really a lot of my go-to designs when I started scrapbooking a few years ago. And I loved this mood board. So thank you so much for being with me. Please make sure you pop on down to Crystal's channel and everybody else who is playing along. And thank you for all the lovely comments, the support, particularly through this month of Off the Board. I truly think this is the best community ever. And I will be back tomorrow with the grand finale of Off the Board on the 31st. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.